The night started like any other on the set of Love and Hip Hop. But no one could have anticipated the chaos that would unfold under the cover of darkness. Fans are still reeling after shocking reports surfaced of a secret affair involving none other than Mona Scott herself, and the details, captured on a hidden camera, are leaving the reality TV world in absolute turmoil. It all began when a seemingly ordinary late-night rehearsal turned into a tense showdown, one that insiders claim was full of whispered accusations, heated confrontations, and emotional outbursts that nobody saw coming. Witnesses say emotions ran high as voices were raised, doors were slammed, and the usually composed Mona was caught in a storm of suspicion and betrayal. The footage, now circulating among insiders, allegedly, shows Mona in a private, intimate confrontation with a cast member whose identity is being closely guarded. Though speculation online is already reaching a fever pitch, you can see the anger in their eyes. One source claims, describing the footage as nothing short of explosive. The hidden camera reportedly captured every detail, the glances, the secretive touches, and the sharp words that cut through the quiet of the night. By the time the confrontation ended, the cast member stormed off, leaving the set buzzing with rumors and speculation. Fans have flooded social media, debating what could have led to such an intense exchange. Some are pointing fingers at jealousy and long-standing rivalries within the cast, while others suggest there may be a tangled web of secrets and lies lurking behind Mona's usually polished public persona. The family of cast members is said to be divided, caught between loyalty, shock, and the fear of public scandal. Even those not directly involved can't seem to escape the ripple effects, as whispers of betrayals and midnight arguments continue to echo through the halls of the show. And just when you think you've heard it all, insiders reveal that this was not just a fleeting disagreement. The hidden camera allegedly picked up moments that suggest deeper tensions, personal stakes, and emotional betrayals that could change the dynamics of the cast forever. Fans are on edge, wondering if this is the beginning of a major cast shakeup, a public feud, or even legal repercussions. The lines between private indiscretion and public spectacle have never been blurrier. And one thing is certain, the Love and Hip Hop universe will never look the same again. In tonight's story, you'll get an exclusive look into the hidden chaos, the unspoken tensions, and the shocking revelations that have left fans around the world gasping. Prepare yourself for a roller coaster of drama, because what happened that midnight will not be forgotten, and you won't want to miss a single moment of the unfolding scandal. The night was thick with tension even before the cameras were rolling. Whispers floated through the studio corridors as cast members arrived, each one sensing something was off but unsure who or what would ignite the storm. Inside, the set hummed with the usual chatter and rehearsals. But behind closed doors, emotions were simmering, and secrets were poised to explode. Mona Scott, usually the epitome of composure and control, appeared unusually tense, her eyes darting nervously toward the lounge where a particular cast member had been lingering for hours. The two had shared several private conversations in the past, though no one had thought much of them until now. Fans online had begun speculating about off-camera relationships, but no one could have predicted the magnitude of what was about to unfold. It started subtly, with a series of seemingly innocent interactions during a late-night rehearsal. The cast member approached Mona under the guise of discussing scene logistics, but sources say the energy between them was palpable, electric, almost dangerous. Eyes locked, voices barely above whispers, tension crackling in the air. One insider said, "You could feel the room holding its breath." Everyone was pretending to rehearse, but everyone knew something was about to break. And break it did. A sudden sharp word, almost inaudible on the footage, ignited a chain reaction. Mona's usually calm demeanor cracked as she shot back, words slicing through the quiet studio like a knife. The cast member responded with equal intensity, and within moments, the studio had transformed from a professional set into a battlefield of raw emotions and hidden resentments. Hidden cameras captured every moment, filming what would soon become the most talked-about confrontation in reality TV history. Mona's gestures were precise, controlled, yet charged with fury, her hands slamming against counters, the echo bouncing off the walls. The cast member mirrored her intensity, pacing, their voice rising with every exchange. Accusations, Flusum whispered. Some shouted, each one hinting at betrayals and secrets that nobody outside the inner circle had been aware of. A source close to the cast explained, "You could see it in their eyes. It wasn't just anger, it was betrayal." Months, maybe years of tension boiled over in that one night. Friends and fellow cast members tried to intervene, but the emotions were too raw, too volatile. Whispers turned to gasps, then murmurs, as the onlookers watched the argument escalate. Fans who caught early snippets of the footage online described feeling as though they were witnessing something forbidden, intimate, and explosive all at once. Social media lit up, with speculation about the identity of the cast member and the nature of their relationship with Mona. Memes, reaction videos, and threads flooded forums as fans dissected every gesture, every glance, and every whispered accusation. Even those not involved felt the shockwaves of the confrontation. As the argument intensified, Mona's voice broke through the tension with a chilling clarity. "How could you betray me like this?" she demanded, her tone a mixture of disbelief and rage. The cast member shot back, eyes flashing. "Don't act like this is all on me. You've been hiding just as much as I have." The exchange hinted at layers of deception and secret liaisons, the kind that could topple alliances and friendships within the cast. Insiders said the argument lasted for nearly 45 minutes. A relentless volley of accusations, denials, and veiled threats. One particularly shocking moment came when Mona allegedly revealed details of conversations and encounters that left the cast member momentarily speechless, the weight of exposure crashing down in real time. The studio's usually disciplined environment dissolved into chaos. Cameras continued rolling, capturing reactions of shocked cast members who had once viewed Mona as untouchable, a pillar of authority. "It was like watching a queen be dethroned," one crew member said. People didn't know whether to intervene or just watch. The tension was unbearable. The hidden camera footage showed hands clenching, heads shaking, and occasional moments of silence where both parties seemed to be strategizing, calculating their next words with surgical precision. The air was thick with unspoken histories, grudges, and the palpable fear that years of hidden truths might surface at any second. Fans online were quick to dissect every frame of leaked footage. Theories spread like wildfire. Some claimed that this affair had been going on for months, hidden behind rehearsals, meetings, and private messages. Others suggested it was a newer development, perhaps sparked by jealousy or a power struggle within the show. The speculation intensified as clips showed moments where the cast member appeared to plead with Mona, hands outstretched, voice lowered, almost begging for understanding, only to be met with sharp rebukes and pointed accusations. The emotional stakes were clear. This was more than a quarrel. It was a collision of personal betrayal and professional fallout, a storm that would leave no one untouched. As the night dragged on, the confrontation took unexpected turns. What began as verbal sparring morphed into an emotional reckoning. Tears were shed, voices cracked, and old grievances were brought to light. A crew member described Mona as oscillating between controlled fury and moments of vulnerability, the dichotomy shocking even those closest to her. The cast member, equally invested, alternated between defiance and desperation, creating a volatile mix that seemed impossible to de-escalate. The footage allegedly captured whispered apologies that were immediately followed by renewed accusations. Moments of silence filled with tension so thick it was almost suffocating. Amid the chaos, the set's atmosphere transformed completely. The usual camaraderie and laughter vanished, replaced by hushed conversations and cautious glances. Cast members and crew who had previously felt secure in their positions now whispered about loyalty, trust, and betrayal. One insider revealed that several cast members had already begun strategizing their own moves, worried about how the fallout would affect their personal storylines and public images. Fans, naturally, were obsessed. Forums were flooded with polls and debates over who was at fault, what secrets were being hidden, and how far the betrayal went. The night became a spectacle not only for those present but for the wider reality TV audience, hungry for drama, scandal, and sensational twists. The confrontation reached a crescendo when Mona, in a moment of unguarded emotion, revealed a private conversation that implicated not just the cast member in question, but hinted at broader deceptions within the inner circle. The cast member froze, the weight of exposure evident in their expression. The room, once filled with tension, seemed to hold its breath. Some cast members exchanged shocked glances, while others attempted to distance themselves from the unfolding drama, aware that alliances might shift irrevocably. Even those behind the camera felt the intensity, as if they were intruding on a private moment that was never meant to be shared. At one point, the hidden camera captured a near-physical confrontation, where shoving was narrowly avoided and voices escalated to near shouting. The raw emotion in the studio was palpable, a mixture of fear, anger, and unfiltered betrayal. Crew members later admitted that they had never witnessed such intensity on a set, not in years of filming. The cast member attempted to defend themselves, citing misunderstandings and misinterpretations, But Mona's pointed remarks, and the evidence she allegedly presented made any denial nearly impossible. Fans online erupted, claiming that this confrontation would redefine the dynamics of the show, perhaps even rewriting the hierarchy among cast members and production staff. Even as the argument finally began to wind down, the aftermath was just beginning. Whispers and murmurs filled the hallways. Cast members retreated to corners to process the revelations, and the weight of the confrontation lingered in the air. The hidden camera, a silent witness to the entire ordeal, continued rolling, capturing the uneasy glances, the silent tears, and the quiet plotting that followed. Insiders claimed that the night ended without a clear resolution, leaving both Mona and the cast member with simmering anger, unresolved grievances, and a tangled web of secrets that would likely resurface. Fans were left in suspense, waiting for the next twist, the next revelation, and the next confrontation that would keep the drama alive. By the time the sun began to rise, the studio was quiet, but the energy remained. The confrontation, though concluded in action, had ignited a firestorm that would spread far beyond the studio walls. Social media buzzed with speculation, rumors, and fan theories, while insiders hinted that more footage was yet to be revealed, each clip promising to delve deeper into the hidden tensions and secret lives of the cast. The night had shown that even in the controlled environment of reality TV, emotions could erupt with a force that left everyone shaken. Fans, captivated by the scandal, were left asking questions, craving answers, and anticipating the fallout that would surely dominate headlines for weeks to come. This was a night where loyalty was tested, secrets were exposed, and the line between personal and professional blurred beyond recognition. Mona Scott, a figure usually associated with poise and authority, had been revealed in an unguarded, human, and volatile state. The cast member, equally vulnerable, had their secrets laid bare, their reactions broadcast to a captivated audience. As the studio emptied and the cameras powered down, the echoes of midnight confrontation lingered, a reminder that in the world of reality TV, no secret remains hidden forever, and no relationship is safe from scrutiny. The fans, already enthralled, knew that this was just the beginning of a scandal that would ripple through the show, the cast, and the hearts of viewers around the world, leaving them desperate for the next chapter in a drama that refused to end. The morning after the confrontation brought little relief. The cast returned to the set, but the tension was palpable, lingering like a heavy fog. Everyone moved cautiously, stealing glances at Mona and the cast member involved, unsure how to approach them or whether to acknowledge the prior night's explosive events. Whispers erupted in corners, theories spun wildly, and social media was already ablaze with speculation. Fans dissected every post, every story, every subtle expression, convinced that the midnight clash was only the tip of the iceberg. Insiders reported that Mona arrived with a steely resolve, determined to maintain control despite the previous night's chaos, but the cracks in her usual composure were visible. Rehearsals resumed, but the energy was strained. Even minor interactions felt loaded with meaning, every glance and gesture analyzed by both cast and crew. The cast member involved in the argument appeared guarded, speaking less and observing more, their usual charisma replaced by a cautious vigilance. You could feel the tension in the air, a crew member later explained. It was like walking on a tightrope. Everyone was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Attempts at small talk and forced laughter fell flat, punctuated by long, uncomfortable silences. Even those not directly involved seemed on edge, aware that the fallout from the hidden camera footage could reach them at any moment. As the day progressed, private conversations erupted. Cast members who had previously been on friendly terms now discussed alliances, rumors, and who could be trusted. Fans speculated endlessly, convinced that hidden cameras had captured even more than the initial footage had revealed. Sources claimed that several heated text exchanges occurred behind the scenes, with accusations flying between cast members and even production staff. Mona reportedly confronted several individuals, demanding loyalty and explanations, her authority now questioned and her control challenged. The intensity of the interactions left many questioning whether friendships, professional relationships, and on-set alliances could survive the aftermath. Midday brought another shocking twist. Leaked audio, purportedly from the hidden cameras, surfaced online, capturing moments of raw emotion that had not been seen in the video footage initially. Fans were stunned to hear Mona's voice, trembling with anger and hurt, as she accused the cast member of betrayal. "I trusted you, and you went behind my back," she said, her words cutting deep. The cast member responded with a mixture of defiance and desperation, pleading that intentions had been misunderstood. The dialogue revealed layers of complexity, past grievances, hidden desires, and long-simmering tension that had been meticulously concealed until now. The studio atmosphere continued to deteriorate. Crew members described heated arguments breaking out between other cast members who took sides, turning the confrontation into a ripple effect of discord. Some tried to mediate, others avoided involvement, but the emotional fallout was unavoidable. Fans online speculated that the night's events would force the producers to intervene, possibly restructuring scenes or storylines to manage the conflict. Insiders hinted at confidential meetings held behind closed doors, where the stakes were weighed, reputations were considered, and strategic decisions about the cast's future were being made. Even private moments offset were not spared. One insider revealed that several cast members were seen leaving the studio for emergency private conversations, some reportedly in tears, others visibly enraged. The hidden camera footage and leaked audio had exposed more than just a single argument. It had unmasked rivalries, jealousies, and betrayals that had quietly simmered for months. Fans were captivated by every detail, dissecting hashtags, posts, and comments for hidden clues, convinced that the drama was far from over. As the day moved toward evening, tensions escalated further. Mona was reportedly spotted having a closed-door meeting with production executives, her usual calm demeanor replaced by intense, sharp gestures. Insiders suggest she demanded action, insisting that the cast member apologize publicly and clarify their intentions, while others on the team advocated for strategic silence, fearing the scandal would snowball uncontrollably. The cast member, meanwhile, attempted to navigate the treacherous terrain carefully, aware that any misstep could magnify the fallout and affect their public image permanently. The fans, naturally, were relentless. Social media posts speculated about secret meetings, hidden alliances, and potential retaliation. Conspiracy theories abounded, with viewers predicting that new footage would surface, revealing even more shocking revelations. Insiders confirmed that additional hidden cameras had been placed strategically around the set, not to catch the drama, but in anticipation of further unrest. The reality TV world had become a powder keg, and the initial midnight argument was more shocking revelations. Insiders confirmed that additional hidden cameras had been placed strategically around the set, not to catch the drama, but in anticipation of further unrest. The reality TV world had become a powder keg, and the initial midnight argument was only the spark. By nightfall, the atmosphere on set had transformed into a precarious mix of tension, uncertainty, and suppressed emotion. Cast members huddled in small groups, sharing whispered observations, speculating about motives, and strategizing about how to protect themselves. Mona, while outwardly composed, was reportedly planning her next move carefully, determined to regain the upper hand. The cast member involved appeared increasingly isolated, caught between defending themselves and avoiding further escalation. Fans speculated endlessly, convinced that each interaction, each glance, and each whispered conversation was loaded with meaning, a precursor to another explosive event waiting to unfold. Rumors of a second confrontation began to circulate. Insiders claimed that another heated exchange occurred late at night, off camera, but close enough for staff and witnesses to catch glimpses. Voices were raised, words sharpened, and the tension that had simmered throughout the day finally threatened to boil over again. Social media users dissected every clip, every screenshot, convinced they were witnessing a slow-motion unraveling of hidden affairs, personal betrayals, and on-set power struggles. The cast's relationships, once perceived as steady, were now under public scrutiny, every move analyzed and every intention questioned. The fallout extended beyond the studio. Fans reported seeing cast members in public, their interactions noticeably strained, and rumors of emotional confrontations at private locations began circulating. Insiders claimed that friends and family members of both Mona and the cast member involved were pulled into the drama, some attempting to mediate, others stoking the flames further. The lines between personal and professional had blurred entirely, leaving everyone involved in a state of heightened alertness. Even minor gestures, casual comments, or social media posts were interpreted as statements, each one potentially escalating the drama. As the night deepened, one particularly explosive moment reportedly occurred in a secluded hallway of the studio. Mona allegedly cornered the cast member, her voice low but sharp, accusing them of long-term deception and manipulation. The cast member responded with equal intensity, their words a mix of denial, explanation, and accusation, creating a scene so tense that staff reportedly feared for physical altercations. Hidden cameras, still rolling, captured every subtle movement, every facial expression, every gesture, immortalizing the confrontation for posterity. Fans online devoured leaked snippets, analyzing each frame, dissecting body language, and predicting next steps. The intensity of the day and night left the cast emotionally exhausted, but the drama was far from resolved. Insiders hinted that additional footage would be released, potentially revealing even deeper secrets, and that production staff were carefully navigating a minefield of emotions, legal considerations, and audience expectations. The cast member and Mona, both aware of the potential ramifications of their actions, reportedly spent hours in private reflection, strategizing for what was sure to be an ongoing saga. Fans remained riveted, hungry for every detail, convinced that the story would continue to evolve in unpredictable and shocking ways. As the cameras finally powered down for the night, the studio was eerily quiet, the tension still thick in the air. The events of the past 24 hours had already reshaped relationships, alliances, and the dynamics of the cast. Insiders confirmed that the midnight confrontation, combined with the ensuing fallout, would dominate headlines, social media, and fan speculation for weeks to come. Even behind closed doors, the emotional aftershocks continued to reverberate, leaving everyone involved aware that the scandal was far from over, and that each subsequent interaction would be scrutinized, analyzed, and debated by an eager, captivated audience hungry for drama, betrayal, and revelation. The following morning arrived with an uneasy calm, a deceptive quiet that did little to soothe the wounds left by the previous night's confrontation. Cast members moved through the set with caution, their steps measured, eyes flicking toward Mona and the cast member involved, as if bracing for the next eruption. The hidden camera footage had already begun circulating among insiders, fueling speculation, gossip, and online frenzy. Fans dissected every expression, every pause, and every gesture, convinced that the scandal was only beginning to unfold. Whispers traveled through the corridors like wildfire, each retelling amplifying the drama, adding imagined details and hypothetical betrayals that seemed almost as real as the events themselves. Production staff scrambled to contain the situation, holding quick meetings in secluded areas of the studio, trying to maintain order while balancing the unpredictable emotions of the cast. Insiders revealed that Mona demanded that the cast member publicly clarify their relationship, yet the cast member resisted, citing personal boundaries and concerns about public perception. The resulting tension was palpable, a precarious tug-of-war between authority and autonomy. Every interaction became loaded with subtext, every glance a potential accusation, every word a possible spark for renewed conflict. Fans online theorized endlessly, convinced that secret alliances, hidden agendas, and long-buried betrayals were now in the open, and that the show's narrative would be forever altered. Rehearsals resumed, but the atmosphere was taut, each scene filmed under a cloud of scrutiny. The cast member involved in the scandal appeared increasingly cautious, speaking minimally and observing carefully, while Mona maintained her commanding presence, eyes sharp, demeanor tense. Crew members reported that minor mistakes in scenes sparked disproportionately strong reactions, with arguments breaking out over trivial points, revealing the fragile state of on-set relations. The hidden cameras continued to record every interaction, capturing the subtle shifts in power, loyalty, and emotion that had now become central to the narrative. Fans dissected these moments online, analyzing body language, tone, and timing, attempting to piece together a story more explosive than any script could convey. Midday brought an unexpected confrontation in the makeup room. Sources claim that a heated exchange erupted between a supporting cast member and the primary parties involved, escalating tensions further. Accusations flew, voices rose, and the previously controlled environment of the studio deteriorated into a chaos of whispers, gasps, and suppressed anger. The emotional stakes were high, as each cast member realized that alliances were now public knowledge and reputations were vulnerable. Fans online reveled in the drama, creating fan theories, reaction videos, and detailed breakdowns of interactions, convinced that every word and gesture carried deeper implications for the ongoing scandal. Later, Mona was reportedly seen holding a private meeting with the cast member involved. The discussion, captured partially by hidden cameras, revealed a complicated web of misunderstandings, secret communications, and long-standing grievances. Mona's voice was firm yet tinged with emotion as she recounted perceived betrayals, while the cast member attempted to explain, deflect, and justify their actions. The intensity of the exchange was such that other cast members reportedly waited outside, their curiosity and anxiety mounting with every passing minute. The tension was electric, a silent storm brewing behind closed doors, promising more revelations and confrontations yet to come. As evening approached, the studio became a stage for quiet but no less intense confrontations. Small groups of cast members huddled in corners, whispering, speculating, and debating who had betrayed whom and what the consequences might be. The hidden camera footage, combined with leaked audio snippets, created a sense of omnipresent scrutiny, leaving everyone hyper-aware of their actions. Fans online speculated that the feud could escalate into physical confrontations, public statements, or further leaked secrets. Insiders confirmed that the production team was working tirelessly to manage the emotional fallout, strategically timing scenes, interviews, and storylines to maximize drama while attempting to contain chaos. One particularly explosive moment reportedly occurred near the set's main entrance. Mona allegedly intercepted the cast member in the hallway, voice low but piercing, demanding answers and accountability for the perceived betrayals. The cast member responded defensively, accusations and denials flowing in rapid succession. The tension was so thick that even passing crew members reportedly froze, unwilling to intervene yet unable to look away. Fans online dissected every detail of the leaked footage, theorizing about hidden meanings, secret meetings, and unspoken threats, convinced that the drama would continue to escalate. Throughout the night, rumors of additional secrets and undisclosed relationships began to circulate. Insiders hinted that other cast members might be implicated, and that previous tensions had only been amplified by the midnight confrontation. Even casual observers of the show found themselves drawn into debates, discussions, and online speculation, each person eager to uncover the next twist in the unfolding drama. The intensity of emotions, the complexity of interpersonal relationships, and the omnipresent hidden cameras created a perfect storm, one that fans could not resist analyzing, theorizing about, and sharing across social media platforms. As the hours ticked on, the emotional toll became evident. Cast members appeared drained, yet hyper-vigilant, constantly aware of the possibility of renewed confrontation. The cast member involved seemed to oscillate between frustration, fear, and defiance, while Mona's commanding presence continued to dominate interactions. Crew members described the atmosphere as tense and fragile, with minor provocations capable of reigniting the conflict. The hidden cameras, ever watchful, continued documenting the unfolding saga, capturing every glance, gesture, and whispered accusation, ensuring that no moment went unnoticed by the insatiable audience. By the end of the day, the studio was a powder keg of unresolved emotion. Insiders reported that late-night strategy meetings were held in secret, plans were formulated to navigate the fallout, and alliances were quietly tested. The cast, now hyper-aware of the implications of every word and action, moved cautiously through rehearsals, interviews, and private moments. Fans online speculated endlessly, convinced that another confrontation was imminent, and that each cast member's reputation, both on screen and off, hung precariously in the balance. The drama, far from concluded, had only begun to reveal the depths of deception, betrayal, and emotional turmoil hidden beneath the surface. The night closed with a tense, uneasy calm. Mona retreated to her private quarters, reportedly strategizing next moves and reflecting on the confrontations of the day. The cast member involved similarly withdrew, aware that the scrutiny would continue, and that their actions in the coming days could determine the trajectory of their public image. Fans, meanwhile, remained captivated, dissecting leaks, hidden camera footage, and snippets of conversation, eagerly anticipating the next revelation. The stage was set for further drama, and the midnight confrontation that began this saga was now just one chapter in a larger, unfolding story that promised to redefine the dynamics of the show, the cast, and the hearts of viewers worldwide. So here's where things get even more intense, and this is where you come in. The midnight confrontation, the hidden camera footage, and the shocking revelations about Mona Scott and the cast member have already sent shockwaves through the reality TV world. And the story is far from over. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think actually happened behind closed doors? Was this a calculated power move, a moment of uncontrolled emotion, or something even more scandalous that the cameras only hinted at? Your opinions, your theories, and your reactions are exactly what makes this drama explode online. If you're as shocked as everyone else, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe, because the chaos is just beginning and you don't want to miss any of the updates, the leaked footage, or the explosive interviews that are bound to come. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us who you think is telling the truth, who's manipulating the situation, and who might be hiding the biggest secrets of all. Share this video with friends who live for reality TV drama because they need to see what just went down. Remember, in a world full of secrets, betrayals, and midnight confrontations, your voice matters. Your theories could be the next viral conversation. Your predictions could be the ones everyone talks about. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay ready. Because the next chapter of this scandal is right around the corner, and trust us, you won't want to miss a single second.